Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristin and I have this really wonderful lemony chicken cheesy wonderfulness to show you that you can make for dinner. It's perfect for summertime. The really light bright flavors are just perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna make a rice pilaf to go along with the chicken. So here I am mincing up a red onion. I did probably not even half of it. And now I'm going to mince up, or actually grate, about 4 cloves of garlic. This is going into the rice, by the way. It's a really wonderfully herby, warm spice type of rice that is just really nice. Oh, and there's lemon in it too, so it goes really well with the chicken. So I'm just popping these garlic cloves out of their little skins here, and I'm using my microplane to grate the garlic really fine. You could just mince it if you want. You don't have to use a microplane, but I like to do this so that the flavor or the garlic really melts into, you know, the butter or olive oil or whatever. I think it just incorporates better than just mincing it. So that's what I'm doing like this. Yeah, I really like to make these types of dinners with the lemon and the cream in the summertime because, you know, it's very summer forward with the flavors, the bright flavors of the lemon. It's just so good. Okay, so after I let the, I'm skipping ahead of myself here a little bit. So I'm putting some olive oil into this large saucepan here. As you can see, about 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to start sauteing the onion, the red onion. You could use white onion if you wanted, I guess. Why not? Just I had this already partially used in my fridge, so I wanted to throw this one in. So leave in the comments, do you wash your rice or don't you? Because it seems to be kind of a big deal for people. The reason why you would rinse your rice before you cook it is so that you'll get fluffier rice with the starch being rinsed off your rice before you cook it, right? I don't think it makes much difference, to be honest. Here goes the garlic. I did the onions for about 3 or 4 minutes, I'd say, before I added the garlic. But anyway, I just feel like it just doesn't make much difference. I feel like I get good results either way. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. In tonight's dinner, I did not rinse my rice. This is 2 cups going into the pan. I'm just going to stir the rice around and get it really well coated in the olive oil. Like that. Very good. Do you like rice pilaf that has like orzo pasta in it? I like it too. It always reminds me of my childhood because, you know, we had rice pilaf quite a bit, rice-a-roni, and it always had those little bits of pasta in there, and I just like it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like it? I don't know. I like it. But I just figured that all rice pilafs had pasta in them, but they don't. This one doesn't. It's a rice pilaf, but there's no pasta in it. But anyway, the spice I was showing you there is cumin. Love cumin. And then turmeric. If you think the flavor of the turmeric might be too much, like too earthy, it's not. You don't even really taste it in there. Yeah, it's not something you can pick it out and go, oh, I know there's turmeric in here. Ew, I'm not going to eat it. You can't, it's not that detectable. So then I put in some freshly minced thyme. I have thyme growing in my yard, so I just picked it out, minced it up, and put it in there. I love fresh thyme too. It has like a lemony flavor. And here goes the zest off of 1 lemon. That's not in the recipe, but I juiced a lemon, so I just thought I'd throw the zest in there. There's a lot of flavor in the lemon zest, so it's best to use it instead of throwing it away after you're done juicing the lemon. So then I put in the chicken stock. I put in about 3.5 cups to 2 cups of rice. To me, that's perfect. I feel like if I do a full 4 cups of liquid to 2 cups of rice, then the rice gets too mushy. I feel like it's too much liquid. So I bring it to a boil, put a lid on it, and then I'll turn it down to low and let it go for 20 minutes, okay? All right, now we're getting on to the chicken. So I have these thin chicken breasts here. And I always pound out my chicken before I cook it. I just think it just comes out so much better. And when I don't do it, I always regret it. And I'm like, oh, I should have pounded that chicken, because it's just so much more tender when you pound it. And it cooks so much faster. So, little tip there. So I'm just going to, after I've pounded the chicken, I'm just going to cut all these in half, because otherwise a full breast would just be too much. Okay, now I'm going to work on my little dredging section here. So this is 1 container of Pecorino Romano chicken. And I'm going to put cornstarch. That will help it be a little bit more crispy, and flour. Did I even say what this is called? It's lemon pecorino crusted chicken with creamy lemon sauce. There you go. I'll write it in the video earlier in the video, so you can see it. I forgot, I didn't mention it. This dinner was just so good. So I added just flour and the Pecorino Romano cheese, and that's it. We're not going to do egg. We're not going to do breadcrumbs. It is just a flour cheese crusted chicken, okay? Which is so easy. It's so easy. So I'm going to take 4 halves here. I have 4 people in my family, so I'm going to take 4 out. And this was just perfect for everybody. It was just enough food for everybody. So I have some salt and pepper here. I'm going to make sure and season the chicken before I dredge it. Always season your chicken before you dredge it. It's very important. You want as much flavor as you can get into every dinner, right? At least that's how I feel. So it's always important to season your food every step of the way. Every step. Not overly seasoned, of course. I tend to over-season sometimes. But, make sure that you just put a nice little sprinkle over each side before you dredge it in the flour, and that'll just make it so much better, and the flavors will be so much more balanced that way. Okay, so now I'm just going to put each little half of chicken here into the flour and cheese, and just pat it in there and really get that cheese and flour on the chicken. And yeah, make sure it's just evenly coated. There, just like that. I had to go several times with it, back and forth. You'll want to make sure that your chicken is really dry before you do this, because then the flour will stick even better. Maybe that was my problem. My chicken was just a little bit too damp. But anywho, I managed, and it turned out really awesome. So yeah, just dredge each half of the chicken or each full chicken breast into the flour. Have a pan going over medium-low heat while you're doing this. Put like 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the pan. And by the time that you're done dredging and seasoning and everything, your chicken, then the pan should be hot enough to start cooking the chicken. But anyway, so then here it is. Here's my large pan, my skillet. And I did put a little bit of butter too in with the olive oil. just to give it a little bit more flavor and to give it a nice golden color when it's done cooking. So the directions in this recipe say to just sear the chicken and then transfer it to a baking dish and put it in the oven for like 20 minutes. But I just wanted to just do it all in one shot, so I didn't do that. I just did it all in the pan. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But this is the rice all done after 20 minutes. Then you take a fork and you fluff the rice. Back to the chicken now, and I'm just turning it over. I don't want it to burn on the one side, so I know it wasn't quite time to turn it yet because you can see the color's not great. But it gets there eventually, see? Just like this. It looks so pretty and it's so good. So I just kind of flipped it back and forth a few times. It was about 3-4 minutes per side. So the chicken is done at this point. I used my thermometer and checked the temp, and it's done. So I'm putting it on this baking sheet with a wire rack so it doesn't lose that crispness. And then I'm just keeping it warm in my oven. And then to finish off the rice pilaf, I added just a little bit of lemon juice. I did add a little bit more, but I just wanted to demonstrate real quick for you. So then I'm putting on a bunch of dill and parsley flakes. And I'm just going to mix this in, the herbs in, put the lid back on, and then the rice will stay warm while I'm finishing the rest of dinner, getting it all together and ready to eat. But this rice was beautiful too. I'll list both recipes for the rice pilaf and the chicken for you in the description box. They are great recipes. They go really well together, and you should try it. So now that everything's done, my last step is to get the lemon cream sauce going. So I have a little bit of this seasoned butter, and I'm just putting about 2 tablespoons in the pan, and the garlic. This is the pan that I cooked the chicken in, as you can probably tell. I dumped out most of the leftover cheese bits and the flour. I didn't want it to dirty up my sauce too much, so we're just deglazing the pan here with some chicken broth, about a half a cup, and we're just getting up all those leftover bits from cooking the chicken in this pan, and that is going to really, really help flavor the sauce. That was a big chunk of garlic I just took out. Nobody wants to bite down on that, so I just took it out. And then we have just a little bit more of lemon juice. Lemon all through this dish, and it is so good. It is so good. This dish was so good. I'm telling you. Ooh, so good. This is just what I was in the mood for tonight. And then half a cup of heavy cream goes in. That is going to make the sauce really nice and thick and rich and just really level up this sauce. It just puts it over the top, that cream. And I had this partial container of Parmesan cheese, so I thought I would add that in and just really, really put the finishing touch on this sauce. And I'm really glad I did, because that extra bitey saltiness from the cheese just really gave a nice finish to the sauce. So now I'm going to dish my plate up here. So I'm going to do like a couple spoonfuls of the rice onto my plate here. And then I'm going to grab a little piece of the chicken, my portion. There we are. Doesn't that look wonderful? Okay, now we're going to spin around here and get some of that nice sauce on everything here. So I'll just put a little bit over my chicken. And this sauce is really good on the rice too. Like, to get the perfect bite, a little bit of the rice, a little bit of the cheese, plenty of the sauce. And I'm going to squeeze just a little bit more lemon on top if I can grab a hold of it. And I finished it with some corn on the grill and some garlic bread. And this meal was absolutely perfect. So if you'd like to make it, I'll have it listed for you. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.